As to my first argument, preventively suspending public officers based on mere guesswork, Your Honors, weakens our bureaucracy. Because not only can it impede the performance of public officers' vital duties, but it discourages aspiring public officers to enter public service because of the great ease by which officers may be deprived of their employment and salaries based solely on flimsy evidence at best, Your Honors. But moving on to my second argument, the only conceivable act linking Purissima to the Warefast controversy was Purissima's signing of the 2013 memorandum. And he did so as a ministerial function. It was merely a formal act of countersigning a document. Your Honors, jurisprudence, specifically in Luspo versus People and Sistosa versus Desierto, explains that good faith on the part of a signee is assumed when the document issued by a subordinate, and in this case Director Meneses, who issued the Warefast deal, shows no defect on its face, Your Honors. In addition, Luspo tells us that command responsibility under the doctrine of respondeat superior does not exist between police officers and their subordinates. Your Honors, we must realize that the PNP chief has to play this delicate balancing act between two interests: the quality of his decisions and effectivity and efficiency in the institution. That is why the PNP chief has the right to delegate tasks and responsibilities to specialized departments in order for them to exercise such tasks with expertise and skill. That is why jurisprudence recognizes good faith on the part of a department head who relies on the acts of his subordinates. Your Honors, adopting an opposite view would not only be absurd, but patently impossible, Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen. As patently pointed out by Arias versus Sandigan Bayan, and I quote, "If a public officer were to personally inspect every single detail of a subordinate's act before affixing his signature as the final approving authority, our bureaucracy, Your Honors, would be nothing more than about..."
Time's up, Leo. Giliar, 2 minutes to cross-examine him.
Mayang gabi, Leo.
Good evening.
Okay, let's go back to the spirit of the proposition. Are you aware of the requisites of a TRO?
Sure.
Okay. Are you aware that availing the TRO is different from the issuance thereof?
Sure.
Okay. So would you agree with me that the issuance of a TRO is considered to be as a vested right of the applicant?
No.
No, so you mean that availing the TRO is considered to be a right?
It's a provisional remedy.
We think, Your Honor, that if the requisites are not met, therefore it cannot be considered to be a right.
But
now,
again,
Mr. Speaker,
jurisprudence tells
you're taking
us
up my
that
time, Mr. Speaker.
can be granted.
Are you
Read
aware?
Ombudsman versus
Are you
Kapulong
aware
first.
that under the Constitution, the Ombudsman is considered to be an independent body?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so are you aware that the Ombudsman, being an independent body, is afforded respect by the other courts?
Sure. But his powers are not unlimited.
Yes or no, Mr. Speaker? Would you agree with me that the issuance of a TRO tantamounts to the interference of its constitutionally mandated functions to investigate appointed officials?
I highly disagree, Your Honors, because as pointed out by jurisprudence, and recent jurisprudence at that, the courts can
Okay,
grant
Mr.
a
Speaker,
TRO.
are you aware of the case of Valora versus Office of the Ombudsman?
Sure.
Okay, so are you aware that in this case there is it was invoked that there was this policy of non-interference?
But what year was that case?
It is a jurisprudence, Mr. Speaker, and we think that this is
counter your argument
it is actually relevant
with
in
jurisprudence,
terms
which
of
is
this
more
particular
recent,
case.
2014 case
Okay,
of
Mr.
Ombudsman
Speaker,
versus Kapulong. Mr. Speaker, read it.
Would you agree with me that the suspension forms part of the investigative power of the Ombudsman?
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, the TRO against the preventive suspension shows that there is actually an interference on the power of the Ombudsman. So
Non sequitur.
Okay, time's up, guys. Giliar, 4 minutes now to rebut Leo and advance your argument on why it would not be practicable to halt the PNP suspension, albeit temporarily.
Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The affirmative would want us to believe that issuing a TRO is practicable because first, they think that there are actually flimsy evidence. We think that to begin with, there has to be a clear establishment of facts in this particular debate. The Warefast actually incurred delayed incorporation. The Warefast actually has limited paid up capital of 65,000.